Welcome back to What You Want. Right now we're joined by a very special girl. Her name is Stacie Orrico. How are you, Stacie?
I'm doing wonderful. I love the Italian flair in there.
Yeah, I was trying.
Yes, it was
Have
very
you got
good.
the pronouncing right there?
Yes, yes.
Orrico. Yeah. So now you're in Australia. You're chilling out, and I hear that very shortly you're going to get a weekend off.
I am. I know, and it's so fun because I've actually been on the road doing this crazy international promo tour thing for the last almost month, and we've been in Asia and stuff, and I'm really glad that I'm getting time off here in Australia because not only do I have a really good friend here, but there's just so much to do, and the weather's beautiful, and
definitely.
So, yes.
But haven't you spent this year, chilling out in LA, Malibu, OC?
I did. I took some time off after the last album, and yeah, spent a significant amount of time out in LA and in Malibu and stuff. So I definitely got some good beach time in. Picked up a little bit of surfing, so I feel more confident in my surfing endeavors here in Australia this time than I did last time I was here.
You're gonna hit the waves.
Last time I was here, everybody was like, "Are you gonna go surfing at Bondi or something?" I was like, "Oh, no way! Like, there's no way I'm gonna go." But this time, I think I'm gonna do it.
So you're gonna hit Bondi. You're gonna hit some surfs.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you surf? Just curious, as a surfer, what type of board are you riding at
You
the
mean
moment?
if like a longboard or a shortboard?
Yeah.
Well, I do the longboard.
Oh, okay.
But sorry, I know.
That's all right.
But I don't have my own. I don't have my own surfboard because I was always using my roommate. So I never actually invested in my own. Because now I live in Seattle and there's not really much of a surf.
So you'd be glad to be here. Anyway, longboards, you can run over the other surfers.
Exactly. I feel a little more powerful on the longboard.
All right, but realistically, if Australians are to see Stacie out there at Bondi, catching some waves, she's gonna be on those big fat blue boards.
No.
Really thick and doing it.
No. I'm a little better than that.
You want to show us some of your style that you got on the board? How do you stand on the board? Come on, show us.
Well, okay, so I've got my left foot forward.
Yeah, okay,
are you lefty? Right?
Yeah, I'm a lefty.
Okay.
All right, so here comes the wave.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
And
we have to paddle first.
But it's all about, you gotta get like down. You gotta have your.
You gotta squat.
Stance,
you gotta get the booty out.
You gotta get your squats. You gotta get your butt out.
Yep.
And then you just gotta feel it. It's kind of like with the music. You gotta catch like the rhythm of the wave.
Really?
So,
there's rhythm in waves.
Totally. So you gotta feel it coming. You have to kind of anticipate and just flow with it. You gotta ride with it.
Oh yeah, go with it. It's like from Blue Crush. And here comes a massive wave, right? What's your face? You're like,
no fear. It's all. If I get nervous, I laugh.
Okay.
So if I get really up, it's kind of more like. Like the laughter.
You die.
Exactly.
Well, that's something to look forward to.
That's something that I might be doing tomorrow. Except I left my bathing suit in America, so I gotta go out and buy a bathing suit first.
Oh, you'll find some hot ones
talk
around
to you,
here.
Yeah, get some recommendations.
Yeah, talk to my I don't know anything about that.
Stacie Orrico's hanging out with us on What You Want. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be chatting some more soon. But I think it's time we check out one of your videos.
All right.
This was requested by Bailey, who wants to see I'm Not Missing You.
Oh, thanks, Bailey.
You're watching What You Want, and we're very lucky to be joined by Miss Stacie Orrico here in the studio in Australia. Now, I mean, you must be really used to the whole celebrity thing. Was it something that was hard to get used to?
I honestly, I don't know that I can say I'm fully used to it. I feel like it's, especially for me growing up in like as normal of a home as you can possibly imagine and not being raised in the music industry. Well, I mean, I was signed at 12, so I sort of was, but up until that point, it's not like I was from this big industry family. Right. And it still feels really unnatural to me, but I think that also for me, I've never been driven by the whole celebrity aspect of things. Like, honestly, still to this day, there's nothing about like, oh, at the end of tonight, there's like this huge party that P. Diddy's gonna have, and there's gonna be a red carpet, and and I can go and like get the paparazzi. It's gonna be there, and it's like, if I can stay away from that as much as possible, I'm much happier. Like, I would always prefer to be at home with my family, like eating popcorn, watching 24, having marathons of some terrible TV show or something.
Being normal, so to speak.
Yeah, so the celebrity thing's a little crazy. But
yeah, because you've managed to stay under the radar in terms of like scandal and like, I mean, you see Paris
I'm not interesting
every day.
No, I always tell people that. No, I'm like, I don't cause enough drama.
No.
I know, or it's not that I don't cause drama, I just don't do it in big cities.
Yeah, well, do you think that certain celebrities kind of pursue that? Like they, kind of on purpose put their lives out
absolutely.
there?
And I think, that there's a balance because I think that there are some people who, just because of how massive they are, they're under scrutiny no matter what, even though they are trying to live their lives as normally as possible. But there are some people who complain about the paparazzi, and I'm like, I'm sorry, if you weren't hanging out at those parties, being seen with those people in those settings every night of the week, then people wouldn't care about you. I mean, I live in Seattle, Washington, and I could go out running down the streets naked, and you would never see it in the tabloids because people
Why not in Australia?
Well, I don't do that, but
have you heard the song by Mike Skinner, the one about how it's tougher to pick up famous chicks, and it feels like when he wasn't famous? Have you heard that song?
No.
It's a song saying how it's really hard picking up a famous girl when he's famous as well.
Interesting.
And it feels like
easier.
back when he wasn't famous. Have you ever found
I bet that's true. Yeah.
Have you ever found it tough to maybe chill out, chat, and tune a famous boy?
I've never dated anybody in the entertainment industry at all.
That's not what we want to hear.
And I honestly and it's not. I'm not totally closed to it. It's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, I never would, because never say never. Who knows?
Right.
But it's not been like a goal of mine. But I can see how I'll even find myself. Let's say I'm backstage at a show and let's say Mariah Carey goes walking by or something, and she's not somebody like I've spent a lot of time with. I don't know her. As an artist, on one hand, you feel like, okay, I could go and say hi and she wouldn't think it was as weird as like a fan because you're like a fellow artist. But then at the same time, you sort of understand what it's like for people to feel like they can use their position to have a reason to talk to you when you sort of just want your space. So a lot of times it makes you even stay off more because you sort of understand. You're like, oh, just give them their space. So yeah, it is kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to talk to Mariah Carey. She's crazy. She's a nutball.
Stacie Orrico is hanging out with us on What You Want. This is the new album, Beautiful Awakening. We're going to be chatting some more, so don't go anywhere.
But right now,
it's time for Haboland.
Habbo clip. You know what Haboland is? Your little Habos?
I have a Habbo.
You have a Habbo?
I have
You're in the Habbo Hotel.
I'm in the Habbo Hotel. I've got my own little Beautiful Awakening room and my own little character.
No way.
And everything. Yeah.
So you guys have to try to find her in the Habbo room.
I
but
haven't
right
been
now,
on for a while though. So.
Well, James, one of our presenters on the show, has got a little Habbo as well.
He does.
And this is him chilling out in Habbo Hotel.
Welcome back to What You Want. We're taking all your requests this afternoon, and we're going to take Stacie Orrico's request very soon. He's got a new album out, Beautiful Awakening. Here it is. How do you feel about this album?
It's really cool to be able to hand an album to somebody and not feel like there's anything that you want to hide or that you're ashamed of, or okay, just remember that song number 12, I didn't have anything to do with that. And that's it's really nice to be able to have a record that I feel really proud of and that I feel like is an honest representation of who I am. And not that it's like, oh my gosh, this is the best album that's ever been created in the whole world, but it's like true to me, and it really is like my journals in a musical form, and this is like the story of my life over the last couple of years, and it feels good. So
didn't you start off with 55 tracks to begin with?
I did. I wrote 55 songs for this record, and then just weeded through and
chopped them down to 12, final 12.
Yeah.
You're like Australian Idol, really.
Yeah, totally.
But does this mean that there's going to be like the Stacie Orrico The Offcuts CD or special features Stacie Orrico?
It's actually crazy how quickly the songs get eaten up. I was just riding in the car yesterday and it was like, okay, Stacie, we need B-sides for the Japanese version and we need B-sides for the second single and we need some B-sides to go on the DVD, and can you do a special recording of this song for this, and then we want to submit this to this movie soundtrack, and all of a sudden the songs are used up, and then there's a couple of them that other artists might be cutting, and then there's a few of them that I really love that I want to save for the next album. So
you write all your own songs, right?
Yeah.
So how would you feel with such personal experiences being sung by somebody else?
It actually is kind of weird. I had a situation with that just recently, where there was a song that another kind of well-known artist was possibly gonna pick up, and the song was so personal and about such a specific situation that had happened between me and my ex-boyfriend, and I actually was talking with him and I was like, this is so weird. Would this weird you out to have her singing that song, knowing that it was even weirder for him? Knowing that this song is about you, but I'm not singing it. Is that, weird?
Can you drop a name?
No.
Come on, just one name.
I can't. It's
you can't do that.
Sorry, I totally would, but I'm under strict orders.
After the show.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
All right, sure thing.
I'm under strict orders.
Well, I'd like to show you something, Stacie. Have you seen the OK Go video clip with the treadmills? Well,
it's very inspiring. I watch it while I work out.
Indeed, because Steve and I, another presenter on the channel, we're actually going to try to replicate that video clip
No.
And
Yes,
we need to
ma'am.
do some training. So this
I'm
is,
wearing a skirt. I can't be
Oh,
involved
no,
in
no,
this
it's all right.
exercise.
well, this
No, but we have some footage of them in training, trying to get ready for the Mimic That Video challenge. They're putting in a lot of hard work, so let's check it out right now.
there we go.
There you go, Danny and Steve
I'm
preparing.
really proud. I'm really proud. That
It really
was
hurt,
amazing.
Stacey. I hope it made you smile because that really
I
hurt.
did. I'm sorry. Well,
I think I'm just gonna go over here now for a second while these two get more acquainted.
Oh,
I'm
come on now.
joking.
I got to make it
really
awkward and
left
weird.
No. Stacie Orrico's album is out right now, Beautiful Awakening. Check it out, please. It's gorgeous. And thank you so much for hanging
Thank
out
you
with
for
us.
having me. Can I request a song?
Yes.
You can request
Okay.
a song.
So before I go, these are boys that I actually grew up with in Denver. Their band used to play in my basement, The Fray, and this is their song Over My Head.
Awesome.
So do you want to go for a surf? A little surf?
All right, yeah, I have to buy a bathing suit first, so
Okay.
you want to take
You wanna
me
go
bathing
with?
suit
I'll
shopping?
take it.
You
I'll
take me
take
bathing
it.
suit shopping. You take me surfing.
Okay, fine. Deal.